what is that make you feel happy?
Yeah, well, right off the bat, I don't optimize for subjective well-being. I do that more for the audience. That's never been a goal of mine. I think when I was 19 or 20, I said, fuck happiness, and I've pretty much stuck with that. There's two concepts I'll bring up on this. So one is, people who want to be happy treat it like, I want to eat so good, I'm never hungry again. Or I want to sleep so well, I never need to sleep again. But I think happiness is much more like that than it is this achievement thing that you like check a box off. It doesn't really work that way. Secondly, I think that all the people that I know who obsess about happiness are the least happy people. Outwardly, sure, but they're the ones who are like committing suicide. I worry about that because it's a goal that by having it as a goal, it automatically sits outside of you, which means there's space between you and the goal, which means you're not actually happy. My goal is to be happy, which means you aren't right now. So I have made meaning, which is ironic because I don't find things inherently meaningful, but I have found meaningful work as I deem meaningful to be the thing that I derive the most joy from. And so I have it broken down to a more tactical level, which is what days have I enjoyed and looked back on and been proud of myself for that day. And over probably a 3 or 4 year period, I just looked at the good days and the bad days. And I looked at what the good days had in common and looked at what the bad days had in common. I've just over time minimized the things that happen on the bad days and maximized the things that happen on the good days. Even to big investments. Like, I am much happier when I work out. Like, rather, not even much happier when I work out. When I look back on my day, this was a good day, almost always has a workout in it. And usually with people I like. And so workouts take probably longer for me than most people. Because I'm not I'm in and out in 45 minutes and I, did my morning routine and I can send out 40 emails from whatever. Everyone's different. But for me, I work out for like 2 hours. It's because I like to. And so I do it. And I do it with people that I like. And so I'm willing to invest the time because, like, what's the point anyways? Like, why make all the money? To what? Enjoy it. Like, I enjoy doing that, so I do that every day. I like writing. So I write for, 4 to 6 hours a day. And those are probably the two biggest activities that I do. And if I can write with somebody that I like, then I do something I like with people I like. And I think that that's probably been the single simplest formula, is doing things you like with people you like. And trying to maximize as much time as I can on that bucket. And then everything else I try and minimize as overhead or outsource. Most people are like, why am I not happy? They also see a problem with them not happy. They have it as an expectation of the world and the universe that they should be happy, right? And to the same degree, people have an expectation that life should be meaningful. Like, why does life need to be meaningful? Why does the universe need to make you happy? It doesn't. You can choose that, but it's just like not a requirement. And so they think there's something wrong with it when in reality, like, you're alive and you might procreate, you might not, but like, that's the only reason that you're here. Oh man, there we go. Broke my wedding ring. It's a sign. I don't know, silicone. It's like my third one. I break them every like 2 years.
As a side note, this is fucking incredible.
Oh, cool.
Really good shit.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Whatever you took, take that shit again on Thursday.
It smells like commitment. So like if I boil it down, like, happiness is fleeting because you get hungry again, you get sleepy again. Meaning you can only really tell at the end. Like, did I do something that contributed? But on the day-to-day perspective, I can know that what I'm doing is useful. And if what you're doing is not useful, then I think that's harder. And I also think that men and women are different here. So we use like happy, I hate the term in general, but like, I think men and women want different things out of life. And I think we bucket them together. It's also the same degree like why therapy with men doesn't work necessarily the same. We have to have a different approach. Like, people think men need more love, and I just don't think that's true. I think we want more respect. And like, you get respect from being useful. And so I make that the goal. Like, no one casts aside a man who is useful. And being useful is an attractive trait. Like if you see someone who's really good at something, it's hard, like for, like women, it's like that is it's a contributing member of society. They do stuff like that help other people. We want them here. Like you get status from that. And so that means that skill mastery in a very real way can help you attract the mate you want, which is why I indexed a ton of my life around getting better at stuff. So like, and also from a stress perspective, people are like, I remember I see sometimes these podcasts from successful entrepreneurs and they're like, man, I'm still worried I could lose it all tomorrow. I don't have that. Like I'm genuinely not afraid of losing it all tomorrow because I have lost it before and I got it back. And the thing is like, if you have if you were lucky, because there are guys who get lucky. And if you are lucky, then absolutely you should be worried about it because if you do lose it, you don't know how to get it back. But if you have skills, then like, I know that I can go to any business and help grow it. And that's valuable, that's useful. And so even reframing the word value as usefulness is probably also an easier way to do it for people to kind of like comprehend. But I think if you make that the goal, it also takes it away from you. So the reason I hate, I would say I have a friend-ish, I have a friend who's single and struggles because he's not happy. Successful, but not happy. And so he obsesses on happiness. And I was like, do you know that when you obsess on happiness, all you do is think about you all day? Like, it's all you're doing. You're just thinking about you all fucking day. And like, how useless. And so the nice thing with being useful is that in order to be useful, you have to be useful to other people. Like no one can be useful on their own. You have to be useful to other people. So there's a service element, but there's also a self-improvement element, which is to be useful to other people, you need to improve yourself. And so that's why I think being useful has been probably my day-to-day goal of what I need to do. And that's served me well. Not saying anyone should or they can do whatever they want, but for me, that's helped me.
It for sure offers clarity. They've done brain scans of people with depression, and the areas of the brain that are responsible for like self-reflection and rumination are like overly active.
Yeah, they think about themselves too much. I mean, this is a Tony Robbins quote. He said, if you stay in your head, you're dead. And because it rhymes, it's true. And so, but for real though, like when I was 19, the reason I said fuck happiness was like I realized that I was in this cycle, this loop of trying to, like everything you analyze of like, does this make me happy? Does this pizza make me happy? Does this class make me happy? I mean, I quit pre-med because I thought biology didn't make me happy. Now I'm very glad that I did because I like business a lot more now, but like that was the reason I did it. I studied really hard, I did well, but I was like, this doesn't make me happy. Like, of course it fucking doesn't make you happy. You suck at it. You're learning something. You're gonna suck for a very long time. It's only when all these skills go together that you'll be good at something and you'll actually be useful to society. Of course, you learning the fucking chromosomes doesn't do anything, but it's because of what it shows a school that you're willing to put up with so that you might be useful to society in the particular skill set. And so yeah, I think being useful is a far better goal. And this is me just shouting out specifically to men. If you could just try this on for a month. If you're happy, do whatever the fuck you. Well, really, just do whatever you want either way. But if what you're working isn't working for you, or what you're doing isn't working for you, I would try this on for size. 1, say that you're going to stop trying to be happy. Just give up on it. Just stop thinking about it. Like I'm not. You know what? I'm actually okay with being unhappy. I'm fine with it. I'm still here. Like it doesn't mean anything. Okay. And so then you can take action despite your lack of happiness and think, okay, how can I be useful to other people? And I think if you do that, you'll actually start focusing on the tasks and on people outside of yourself, and you'll be amazed at how much better you feel overall. And what happened to me when I went into my fuck happiness thing is that I stopped thinking about happiness altogether. And then like years later, I was like, you know what? Because I was so used to, because like I wanted to label myself that way and be okay with it. People would ask me like, hey, XYZ. I'd be like, oh, I'm not a happy person. I would just like say that up front. That way I didn't have to. And I remember catching myself probably like 5 years later. And I was like, I say that. I was like, but I actually really do like my life a lot. So I stopped saying I'm not a happy person because like I actually kind of do like my life. But I feel like I only got to liking my life by being willing to not like what I was doing for a long period of time.
It's like also what time frame are you thinking about?
Totally.
Like most of the things that feel good for you or feel good or bad for you long run are also things that feel bad.
I actually, I only disagree because it's so vague. Because like, I think people just only think of the things that quote feel good, but there's tons of things that feel good that are not bad for you. Like sex feels good, it's not bad for you. You know, like, it's just, we immediately jump to like cigarettes, booze, you know, whatever. But it's really anything in excess is bad for you. Like if you have so much sex that you don't go to work, you don't eat, it's bad for you. You know what I mean? If you, like, even cigarettes, like if you have 1 cigarette a week, it doesn't do anything for you. Probably you smoke more than that just walking outside. You know what I mean? For a week in terms of just, you know, CO2 from cars. So it's always, you know, it's always in the dose.
Yeah, is maybe the usefulness of that?
People want a binary when it's really a continuum.
What do you mean by that?
People say, oh, I like it, therefore, they want a simple rule, but like, life has way more continuums than binaries. Like good and bad, like first off, define good, define bad. Second off, like it or not, how much, you know, to what degree, how often, like what is good, like whatever. I mean, a really fun one is that I think, so Dr. Kashey and I have talked about this, but like there's this whole thing on drinking a glass of wine every day. Resveratrol is one of the key ingredients. It's like anti-cancer fighting, whatever. But if you look at like centenarians, people who live over 100, a disproportionate amount of them smoke. And so I find that interesting because I think that genetically it means that that person probably has some sort of protection against lung-based carcinogens, which then means they get all the benefits of cigarettes and none of the downsides. And so they're able to basically benefit from all the stress-reducing components of nicotine and smoking that then just don't get cancer. And so I would argue that like drinking a glass of wine every night has less to do with the resveratrol and more to do with the stress reduction on a continuous basis. So,
you ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what